Hey, everybody. I'm Heather Cook. I'm a principal PM in our customer advocacy group. So, what does that mean? I'm on the M365 engineering team, and I work for Jeff Teeper, who's our executive vice president on the engineering side. My job on a day-to-day basis is working on community and our external communities. So I'm working with our Microsoft MVPs. I'm working with user group leaders, folks who put on events on the weekends, like even like Debbie Ireland, and other folks, hackathons, all kinds of different things where I bring people together, talk about this wonderful technology, for the best community in tech. Yeah, I love being a key stakeholder for the Microsoft Global Community Initiative. We started that about, I'd say 3 years ago. It was during COVID, the pandemic, and it was all about helping, folks go from the physical to digital. And so we did a lot online. We did a lot of Microsoft Teams training. We were helping people so that they could continue their user groups, they could continue their wonderful events. And that, has ebbed and flowed and change of us going, from digital back into physical. And so MGCI, we're all about helping event producers out in the wild produce events, putting on, what used to be called SharePoint Saturdays, now called Community Days. So there would be like a Community Days Los Angeles, like where I live here. So there's training, there's templates, there's 2 meetings a month. There's a place on the Microsoft Tech community with forums and blogs and all kinds of things. So it's about getting people what they need. But I do think, we're in the middle of this revolution, with AI and agents and large language models. And so I think people are talking about how it affects their lives, and how they can use it to do more and really make a difference in their jobs and in their lives. And so there's a lot of talk about, how do I embrace this moment, similar to when there was the big shift to the cloud. It's a similar moment, I think, of when that was a big, massive shift for people. We do have great adoption, documents and things on adoption.microsoft.com that for end users. But I do think that people are learning how to write prompts and, doing things in their normal, everyday life. I think that people are starting now to start with AI as opposed to not. And but that's a little bit of a habit. But I think my presentation is about reminding and revealing people some of the things that you can do on a daily basis, or by showing people what I do on a daily basis or a weekly basis of some of the agents that I've created, just some of the, even those repetitive prompts. To me, it's like day in the life because I'm running a business. I'm running a business with inside of Microsoft that is community, and managing events and producing events. I'm managing budgets, I'm managing people, I'm managing all those things, and I write a lot of comms. Really being able to show folks the power of it and how I use it every day. Just as an example, the Mondays at Microsoft is our show that we do every other week. Carol Wanagatimu and I are my manager, and I write our scripts and I research. And I used to like go out and read everything and like have to write the scripts and pull them together. And I built an agent to do that. You know, I still zhuzh it. I zhuzh it, give it some, Heather and all of that stuff. And, but, that it saves me so much time. Yeah, it's all whiz bang and, all that stuff. But like, here's the practical uses that make me more productive every day and that I love about it. So, yeah. I would say that it's when I'm, having it help me write something that is like an email back to somebody, maybe a response, or I'm trying to convey to a certain audience, right? Because, because of my job, I talk to senior leadership, I talk to my peers, I talk to my community externally, I talk to customers and partners, so there's different, tones and things, for that. And I use Copilot for, write me executive level, with talking points and da 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 da, or write something casual because this is to my, team or whatever. So, and then what I typically do though is then I take it, I have it move into Word or a Page or Outlook or wherever I'm, putting it. And then I usually I look at it and read it, and I want to make sure it is in my voice. I rarely just hit send. You know, I that 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 not yet. Anyway, you know what I mean?